Hey Meno Warriors, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel where you can expect weekly videos from me every Monday where I'm going to be talking about all things menopause, trying to meet you where you are at in your life with menopause. And today I'm going to be talking about when does the menopause start, how long does it last and what to expect afterwards. And it's not a cut and dry answer. If it's the first time you've come across me, I do these weekly. I help instill belief in menopausal women like you that you can be even happier and more energized after menopause than you were even before. It's all about, I don't think it's about rediscovering yourself. I think it's about recreating yourself and actually being even stronger, more grounded, more comfortable in who you are after the menopause has happened. So I'm also on Instagram at Kate Hartley UK, obviously here on YouTube, and I hope that I'm going to be able to deliver some value too. So today we will get started. So the average age of menopause is around 45 to 55. I had my menopause a lot earlier. I think by the age of 43, I was over and done with it. And obviously went through perimenopause much earlier than that. And the doctors didn't relate my symptoms to perimenopause at all because I was too young, and it's just a load of baloney. There are several reasons why you might go through it earlier. It could be hereditary, it could be brought on surgically, it can be if you smoke or if you're seriously overweight, it can bring it on earlier. I don't smoke, I wasn't overweight, and I don't think I've got it in our family either as early menopause, but I was, and so maybe I'm the trailblazer. But there are also ladies who are in their late 50s who are also still getting periods, regular periods. So I think I speak to a lot of people who say, listen, I'm feeling awful, I've got this happening, but the doctor says it's not menopause related. I think if you've got a number of symptoms that look like perimenopause, the chances are you could well be menopausal. It's very difficult to test with hormones because, especially in the perimenopause, our hormones are all over the shop. So what you might test one day might be completely different the next day. I think the best thing is to become a super sleuth yourself, educate yourself, inform yourself about what the various symptoms are for perimenopause. My worst ones were night sweats to begin with, boob pain, joint aches, nausea, brain fog, palpitations, sudden anxiety, mood swings, irritability, lack of libido, skin breakouts, hair loss. I mean, I think if this was a male problem, there'd be a fix for it already and everybody would have access to it. Could you imagine if you said to a man, well, you're going to go through the menopause, you're going to lose your sex drive, your joints are going to ache. When you have sex, you're not even going to enjoy it. Your skin's going to look much older and saggier. You're going to lose all confidence. You're probably going to get anxious too. You might even get depressed. And there's a whole host of other things that you might get too. You might be so sweaty, you might find it embarrassing in public because you're literally dripping. Or at night time, you might make the bed covers so wet that you actually have to get out and change the sheets. There would be a fix, wouldn't there? My night sweats were horrendous. I knew it was related to my monthly cycle. I was still having regular periods, but also getting terrible night sweats. And I now know that was linked to my perimenopause. So you can actually still be having regular periods, but be starting to display perimenopausal symptoms. Now, I think there's a greater body of people out there saying it used to be that to actually mark yourself as menopausal, you have had a whole year of 12 months since your last period, and pretty much you have 1 day of menopause. You're menopausal for 1 day, and then after it's post-menopausal. So you're either pre-menopause, which is no symptoms, perimenopausal, where your hormones are starting to go erratic and you're starting to get some symptoms, and then you have no period for 1 year, and that day marks that 12 months since, marks your menopause, and then beyond that you're postmenopausal. There are more and more people suggesting that you should try and look at going for, like, if you've been clear of a period for 2 years, then you're definitely postmenopausal. I think to have that 1 year, it happened to me actually twice. I had nothing for about nearly a year, and then one period, and then again I had nothing again for another year, and then nearly 1 year, and then a period. Where did it come from? Stress can bring it on. And in actual fact, both times when that happened to me, I was about to pack. Well, actually, I was traveling down for our yearly camping trip in the south of France or in Spain. And as a young mum at the time, single mum, that was a big expedition, because the dogs come, the cats come, the tent, all the packing, everything like that. So that might have been why that set that off. But also, if you suddenly start to improve your lifestyle, so you start to eat healthier, you've got more nutrition coming into your body, sometimes your body will actually release an egg because you're looking after yourself better. So obviously you've got to have the egg there to be able to release, but you know, it's not unheard of that you can get random periods again when you've had a long period of no periods at all. So just be aware of that. We will all have a completely unique menopause, and unfortunately we're not going to know how it's going to go until we're actually in it. And we don't know really how long it's going to last. The perimenopause stage on average lasts between 3 and 5 years. If I count my night sweats into mine, I would say mine lasted for 5 to 7 years. But it was during that period that I actually, or that period of time, that stage of my life, that I actually learned about how to improve my symptoms and how to get rid of the barrel belly that I was developing and how to start feeling better in myself. And for me, the secret was managing my stress more effectively. Yes, eating cleaner. I ate pretty healthily anyway. Adaptogen herbs, I absolutely swear by them. I haven't got it now. I have a daily superfood shake that has digestive enzymes and adaptogen herbs in it, as well as vitamins and minerals. I swear by it. I think it makes a massive difference. And then I do exercise nearly, well, most days, depending on what the program that I'm following does. But it's really between sort of five to 6 times a week I'm exercising, and that makes a massive difference in how you manage the menopause. So there are various things that you can do. Managing your stress is going to be a massive one. So yeah, you could well be visiting your doctor, displaying symptoms, and because you don't fall within that age category, they will say no, it's not menopause related. This is when you really do have to sort of dig around and think, okay, well, I've got these, I've got, like, you know, maybe you've got night sweats, maybe you're irritable, maybe you're feeling more anxious, maybe you can't sleep properly anymore, maybe you're getting palpitations. And if you're getting palpitations, obviously you need to get it checked out. But also, if your tests come back as nothing conclusive, chances are you are moving into perimenopause. So just be aware of that. I think it's also really important to remember that menopause is a phase. And once your hormones have started to settle down, you can have a life that flourishes really well afterwards. I still get some hot flushes. I know what causes them. Sometimes spicy food does, sometimes caffeine does, alcohol does. If I've slept badly, it brings them on. But beyond that, I mean, yes, I do have some brain fog, but I've also managed to become more productive. In fact, if you're watching this in the next week or so, there's a free productivity and fear busting guide in the link in my Instagram bio at Kate Hartley UK. If you want to get that, I have created various systems that enable me to stay focused and run a successful business. On my YouTube, I've also got a Trello series, Trello. It's a free app. It organizes my entire life. And because I found it so helpful, I've got a whole tutorial series on that. It's completely free. Have a look at that too if you're struggling with brain fog, because I still get it, but it's a matter of managing around it. But I think as I get further and further through into my post-menopause, some days are worse than others. Other days it's just like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty ninja today. There's an ebb and flow, and I know when my stress levels are higher, brain fog is much worse. When I'm managing my stress well, when I'm not drinking alcohol, when my nutrition is on point, my brain fog is a lot less. There are things that you can do to make sure that when you get into perimenopause, or if you're in it now, you will notice a big change fast if you start to make a few lifestyle changes. So Look at what you're eating. Cut out processed foods as much as you can. I would say cut them out completely, but I know some people like fast food. You like your processed foods, so cut back on that. Reduce sugar, or ideally cut sugar out. You don't need sugar, not fake sugar, you know, not like, you don't need to be adding sugar into food and to drinks and things. You can eat natural sugars through fruit and vegetables. Eat more vegetables. Make sure you're including lean, healthy protein and healthy fats at every meal, I would say. Focus on your sleep, manage your stress effectively, whether that's meditation, exercise, out in nature, affirmations, listening to relaxing music, however, you know, find what works best for you. It might be a variety of things. And just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you're in the middle of it and just thinking, I don't recognize myself, I'm exhausted, I'm emotionally a wreck, start to work on one aspect. What can you do first? Could you cut out caffeine? Could you reduce your processed food? Can you start meal planning and prepping? I've got an awesome free meal plan prepping resource. If you go onto my Instagram bio at Kate Hartley UK, click the link and go through into the free resources. You'll have to scroll down a few tabs, go into free resources, and there's a meal plan and prepping guide in there. And it breaks it all down into a really nice, easy to understand way of which food groups to prioritize and etc. So it's going to help you get on top of meal prep. I find when you plan and prep your meal at the weekend or whenever it suits you best, you'll save money, you'll not have as much wastage, you will make much more sensible food choices, and you will also save time. Yes, the first time I did it, I thought, oh God, this is a real balls ache because I've got to do the prep and boring, and I've got to work out what I'm cooking. It is one of the best things that you can do is to get good at meal prepping. Oh, got a big roll of thunder happening right at the moment, as I don't know if it's picking up on here. So with that, remember there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you're feeling desperate, if you just want to chat, please message me. I help people with their health and fitness. I'm also a psychotherapist. I'm an anxiety specialist. My whole purpose is to help and help you. So if you're struggling, please don't struggle alone. Let me know. We can arrange a time to chat. I can give you some tips and advice, and hopefully that will help just set you up for a more success or a happier, less stressful menopause, because it does not need to be stressful. I know some ladies go through it a lot worse than others. I think I've been lucky, but then I've also taken steps to make sure I minimize the symptoms I get. We can all take steps to minimize the symptoms we get. So with that, I hope you stay safe. Thank you so much for your company. Remember, if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any future videos, click subscribe and please follow. And I'd really appreciate a thumbs up if you didn't mind too. So catch you soon, and take good care of yourself.